my no augment pushes fast as possible, then it would be around the 16-17 mark for Y. So so Y is like, so I'm wrong here with this. It should be 16 or 17. But anyway, going back to N, like, you know how to play your build, it should not be a problem with resource. Okay? Unless it's a specific build that really plays with that, that the passive on that class isn't doing enough. Then N is helpful for that specific thing. So it is very likely that N is could be very last. So my 23 is actually, I made a mistake here because this is a very rough draft, and I also didn't think about how, I think they mentioned later that you have to have both to get to that, go to that other the legendary potion, right? So meaning that my Y is around 16 17. So I have to recorrect this. So let's well, I should just add a text box here instead. So my Y should be 16 or 17. So my Y should be 16 or 17 for Y. Whatever. So I should correct Y to 16 or 17 because of the AC potion needing both together. At first, I thought the roadmap was getting to the last road, like the last row to AC fastest using one line, because the lines look like you can speed your way down to like the fastest way to get to row 8, right? But in fact, AC needs two. So it changes that to 16 or 17 first instead. So Y is 16 or 17, and then N is 18, and so on. And so it changes my mapping a little bit differently. But other than that, other than Y, I think everything looks um, reasonable, especially X. X saves a lot of time, you know, at the blacksmith as well. And also when you're doing Battlefield of Eternity, I can't stop talking about X. How good X is. X is so good because when I do Battlefield of Eternity, I'm not only picking up white materials, I'm picking up yellows, I'm picking up blues. I'm actually picking up like whites and then blues in priority. So whites first, then blues, then yellows if it's one box items. And if I can stay, and for me personally, when I farm Battlefield of Eternity, I have to go back twice. Normally speaking, I have to go back twice. So that is why I feel like X is so crazy, because it saves me so much time. It saves me the town for Battlefield of Eternity, especially Battlefield of Eternity and other maps that involve with the armor racks and weapon racks and stuff like that. So X is super like one of the better quality of life I feel for me personally is X. Even though we want pets to pick up even actually better stuff, which is what is it? Where is it? Where is it at? The the actual thing that we want pets to pick up. I think that's P, right? It's not pets picking it up, but P. Now P has an issue. So I know I'm jumping ahead now, but now we need to talk about like actual um greater rift. And the reason why I want to jump to P um right away is because especially what I'm doing for my well even my friends pushing the 150 especially hold up barb and stuff like that, you know, the strategy to playing the pylon plays, right? To make the plans that you need, you want to avoid picking up stuff, the progress orbs. You want to time them correctly. So P is like situational speaking is really bad. P is like strategically poor. P is strategically poor. However, P is really good for speeding. If you are like a player that speeds like the whole way up until a certain paragon before you push, right? Then P is just excellent because now, you know, even this season when I talked about the Shadow Impale, you know, if you have a very low pickup radius on Shadow Impale, you have to do extra strafing just to pick up the orbs. Or if you play a monk, you have to do an extra dash to pick up the orbs, etc., right? So P is really good for speed farming, greater rifts especially, because we assume that. And in fact, P, if P was also meant for challenge rift, oh man, the rank 1 and rank 2 or even rank 3 person will be massively like battling each other with P. If P was actually somehow also regarded into challenge rift for some reason, oh man, the top 10 will be fighting each other because the progress orbs picked up automatically is like time saving because the orbs fly so far apart sometimes and also not in the right direction of moving straightforwardly that every little bit helps 1 to 2 seconds, or I guess half a second. But if you fight like 10 elites, right, that is at least 5 seconds of the time, which splits the ranks apart. 5 seconds is a lot because it could be one mistake, or it could be the timing of killing the Rift Guardian incorrectly, meaning that your skill rotation suddenly fell off. Like the multiplier skill fell off. So then you missed out on the time for the Rift Guardian for P, such that the time saved from P really helps. So P is really useful for speedrunning. All right, I honestly, to cover the legendary potions, I can, but I think it's pretty much AC is like the biggest one, right? The next biggest is the AA. So AC is very interesting because uh, making pylon plays is what we have been doing, but now we can use the potion gameplay to do what we are doing with pylon plays. And so AC changes the whole dynamic of that. So there's that, right? And then AA is kind of like bringing back soul shards. If for those who have played soul shards with the like the shroud or pull of shroud or whatever, the like those powers, AA is what that is. And so not only you can have Oculus Ring, but also that you're speeding up so fast. Okay, so that's covering AC and AA. AB is like, I'm a defensive player. AB is cool and all, but generally speaking, it's between AC and AA, depending on your playstyle. All right, so now we have gone the roadmap pretty much. I mean, I'm not gonna go through like the last several numbers between what is it, 20 like 22 to 26 or something like that. In terms of K and Q or something, um, I prefer K and Q being together. As a last little topic about the roadmap is that K and Q, K is increased damage to elites by 20%. That's like all guilds, like I said before. And then Q is reduced damage taken from elites by 25%. So that's basically K and Q are like all guilds. So you get all guilds.